This week, Rhea and I are following our friends from Ticaboo on a scenic journey with a wide variety of terrain from red rocks to lush mountain reservoirs as we visit the Millcreek Scenic Byway.
Then Reece Stein is showing off one camp in Millcreek Canyon that has multiple activities from archery to rock climbing.
Finally, we get a rare opportunity to join a ride-along with a World War II PT boat. But on this ride, there's a special reunion that you won't want to miss. It's all headed your way right now. At Your Leisure is next. Believe it or not, you are looking at the drive from Hanksville to Bullfrog, but you're looking at it from a different perspective. Hi, everybody. Welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Rossi Booth, and we are high on the Henrys today looking for buffalo.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, on the trail route we're on, we are at the highest point, 10,500 feet. It's barely 70 degrees up here. It's wonderful.
It's sweatshirt weather, it's gorgeous, it's noon, and it's still fabulous.
That's exactly right. And, you know, things are about, we go out and we ride. We ride for thrill. We ride to cover a lot of ground. But this is a ride through history.
The Henry Mountains has a tremendous amount of history, wildlife, bird viewing, and just scenic beauty that is parallel to nothing else I've seen in the state of Utah.
There's a tremendous amount of stuff that they get to experience, and the land itself is filled with a tremendous amount of stories. The land is historically and culturally rich, and I get to be a part of that. I get to show them that, and in the process also helping them develop their own stories as well too.
I was amazed at just the sheer beauty and the difference in the terrain, going from the sagebrush and the red dirt and the red rocks up into the mountains with the quakies and the pine trees and the cooler temperatures. It was amazing.
We start down at the trailhead of the Millcreek Scenic Byway, and we start off with some hoodoos that are just like the ones in Goblin Valley. There's really no difference except that there's not as many. Then we come up to the old mining areas, the root cellars, the old mine cabins and stuff like that. Then we bring you to Eagle City. And if you've not been to Eagle City, there's not a lot of ruins left there, but the history there is just incredible. We go over that with you, and then we go on up to Crescent Creek. We'll take you on a little gold panning. Then we go on up the Granite Ridges to Wikiet Pass, and then on up to Millcreek Pass.
Okay, Rhea, this is a house. Look how well built it is.
It is.
Good insulation.
Nice and sturdy.
All of what, 200 square feet in there?
Yeah, it's got a back door and a front door.
Oh, no, that's the pantry.
Oh.
Built in the wall. That's where you keep the food.
It looks like a door to me.
Yeah.
Really?
You know what I really would like to have seen, though, in this house? When somebody actually was living here? Mm-hmm. The door. I'd like to see what that door looked like.
Yep. Yeah.
That would have been real interesting.
Yeah, it would have
been. Don't mean to interrupt, but what are y'all doing here?
Oh.
Wait, what are you doing here? Are we on your property? He doesn't really live here, but he's riding with us. Yes. But you could live here because that is a nice spot.
Yes.
Brenda's one of the guys who might be your tour guide if you come out here. But there is so much to learn about this mountain. And we've only scratched the surface on the discovery side. We'll look at the fun side a little bit later in the show. Right now, our Where To. I'm Reece Stein, at your leisure, at Camp Tracy Boy Scout Camp here in Millcreek Canyon. But it's not just for Boy Scouts anymore.
Up here I've been fishing, shooting arrows, and rifling. It's been a blast.
These traditional scout activities are staples at camps like Tracy, but with the exodus from scouting by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, are there even enough youngsters to fill these camps? More than you might think, according to scout officials. Ecluso and other members of Troop 1262 are among the 21,000 boys and girls who have enjoyed the Council's 16 camps that remained open despite the pandemic. And to fill any voids, the camps are available for rent by other groups, most recently by Millcreek City's vibrant Venture Outdoors program.
It's about getting families in the outdoors. letting them experience nature and see the wonderful amenities that are here at this camp.
Amy started Venture Outdoors 10 years ago as a series of outdoor festivals, classic car shows, and Friday night movies in Millcreek City parks. This year it expanded to weekend adventures, including overnight camping at Camp Tracy.
We saw the flyer and it looked like a ton of fun activities, archery, knot tying, all of leather stamping. Sounded super fun, some things we've never tried before and seemed like a good place to try.
The Averett family is setting up for an end of summer preschool camp out.
Well, it's sort of the last hurrah for the season. Things have been kind of hectic, so when we had the opportunity to come up here, we thought, let's check it out.
And for Mom, the Venture Camp has a special appeal.
And they're making food for us.
No cooking this weekend,
No cooking.
Daughter Ren can't wait to get at all the varied activities around camp.
I want to have a lot of fun during it and hopefully learn some new things.
And apparently the fun isn't just for the kids.
Well, we like to get outside as much as we can, so being able to do it so close has been nice. And with school starting, it was kind of a nice way to come up and spend a weekend without having to travel too far.
Camp Tracy is only a few minutes away from their home in the city, but it's far enough.
They bring their iPods and their screens with them.
No iPads, no phones, no tablets.
That's the best part.
That's the best part, yeah. I think they just love being outside, being in nature. They get to run around. Yeah, it's fun to hang out together.
The Whitty girls are getting some together time at the handicraft venue, while Dad and Maddie are hooking up at the trout pond.
You got a jumper. Way to go, Pippa. Do you have any nets? I can grab it. It's fine. Okay, Pip. No, Pip. Hold this up.
You gotta hold it, Pip.
The Bailey and DeWall girls try their hands at archery with varied success.
It's my first time and it was really fun and I got 4 out of 5.
Yes, I got.
You were trying.
Well, I sort of suck at it, but I got 3 out of my 5 arrows on.
Then they head to the Gaga Pit. So many things to try.
We have shelter building, 9 square, rock climbing, slack lines, just so many different funs. And we have even mud pie making. That's a different thing that most people don't do at camp, but we thought we should add that.
Despite the loss of most LDS Scouts, officials say the program will survive. And because of non-Scout groups like Venture Outdoors, its camps have, quote, never seen so much use. On a personal note, Camp Tracy, or the Wigwam as we called it, was our second family home. My grandpa Charlie Price was resident ranger here for some 30 years, and I spent a lot of time while growing up. Reece Stein at your leisure with this week's Where To adventure at Camp Tracy.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We're Slick Rock Productions. I'm Jake, this is Kurt, and today we're going to talk about those components on your machines that are prone to wearing out.
So there's a few components on machines that we are constantly checking for. Number one is belts. If you own a machine, you should be carrying a spare belt with you. If you've never changed a belt and you've purchased a machine, we recommend doing it in your driveway first. Kind of get a feel for it so you know how to do it before you're out on the trail. A belt is something that sooner or later is going to go. Everybody should know how to change one of those, and everybody should carry a belt with them. So we carry G-Boost belts. We've had the best success with them. We've ran those belts for a lot of years. We believe that they're the best belts out in the marketplace, so that's what we carry. And like I said, you're going to break a belt out there, so know how to change it before you get out there. But where you store your belt is also important. You don't want them getting wet, you don't want them getting damaged, and it's there's a couple of tools you need to change a belt. In the instruction manual of your machine, there'll be a diagram in there. It kind of tells you how to go through it. But what we do is UTV Savage makes a kit. These kits you can mount about a roll cage. You can mount it behind your seat, but it keeps them dry, keeps them dust free. It's got all the tools in it you need to change a belt, plus you can keep your spare belt in there and you can keep it safe and away from contaminants. So that's what we do. We're pretty big fans of those kits, they're pretty handy, but once again, you are going to break a belt out there if you own a UTV.
Right, and one of the other things that really help in preventing belt wear is every once in a while, take your clutch cover off, air compressor, spray out your clutches, get the dirt out of there, the dust out of there, because those abrasives can really wear on your clutches.
That's a great point, Jake. About every 1,000 miles or so, We pull our clutch covers off, we take an air blower in there, we clean them out and make sure that everything's clean inside of them. It just prolongs the life of your clutch, prolongs the life of your belt, and anything you can do to kind of help keep the heat down in those, you're going to last longer. And like I said, everybody is going to break a belt. If you own a machine, know how to change it before you get out on the trail.
Right.
We shake our machines down every 2 or 3 rides just to make sure that everything's okay, and we'll show you how to do that now. So when we shake down a machine and we're looking for any play in the ball joints and the tie rod ends, usually we like to have 2 guys. So when you're checking a tie rod end, if you shake the tire side to side, you'll feel if there's a little bit of play in the tie rod end. If there's a little play in that, you're getting a little bit of wobble out of the wheel. The more play it gets, the faster it's gonna wear out prematurely. If somebody pulls that tire bottom to top, you can feel if there's any play or see if there's any play in the ball joint. This is what a ball joint looks like. So basically this joint, the ball joint itself is round and it sits in this housing, and they're metal on metal. And so most of them are greasable and serviceable. So if you keep greasing them, which obviously we recommend keeping, when you service your machines to grease all the joints in them, it'll last longer. But if you start getting a little play in that, then it's time to replace them before you have a failure. If one of these breaks, they can be catastrophic. But the aftermarket companies out there do a really great job with these kind of components. They offer them in 300M and chrome moly. You can get a lot better ball joint than what comes standard OEM in a machine from the factory. So we recommend if you're going to replace a part, these are parts that you should definitely upgrade.
So there's a lot of parts on these machines, and not everybody's configurations are the same.
Right, and if, for all you guys out there that are looking to buy a machine or you own a machine, there's a lot of questions out there. Jake and I have a lot of experience in building these machines. We've made a lot of mistakes over the years, which is where we've got our education, but not all parts play well together. And so that's what Slick Rock Production does. That's what we do. We get about 10,000 questions a month. A lot of folks, even simple questions. If you ask us, hey, what's the best tire to run? That's a loaded question. It really depends on what your budget is, what kind of terrain you ride, what kind of machine you have. But you're more than welcome to reach out to us and we'll help you in any way we can.
And you can get a hold of us on any of our platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all under Slick Rock Productions.
Thanks for following. We'll be right back with At Your Leisure.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. What you're looking at is the mountain formation around Kodachrome Basin State Park. And then just over my head is Boulder Mountain. And that's where we do the Red, White, and Road each year. And then behind Rhea and off to that side is a peek into Capitol Reef. If you come out here, Rhea, on this point on the Henry Mountain Loop, you can walk out here a little ways off the road and you can see all the way Navajo Mountain on the other side of Lake Powell in Arizona.
Amazing.
And you can see all the way up to the mountains in central Utah.
Honestly, it is spectacular, and it's really indescribable. Honestly, y'all got to get up here in your side-by-sides, and you will not, every single time you turn your head, you see something more beautiful.
This is true.
It's really a great ride.
Now, we are halfway through the show and we haven't seen the buffalo yet, but our time is not run out.
We need to find the buffalo.
Yes, so Katanka.
Yeah.
So let's find out about some of the things you do when you decide to hang out at Ticaboo as a destination, and maybe that's where the buffalo are.
Yeah.
We offer UTV rentals, and we'll either rent it to you and show you where you should go, self-guided tours. We got maps and we can tell you some stuff that you need to know. Or we can put one of our very skilled guides that are they're very knowledgeable and know a lot of the history and a lot of the ecology, and they can bring you out here and show you a good time. One of my favorite parts of the Henry Mountains tour is the Eagle City stop. There's nothing really left of it now except some legend and old lore, but it's a great place to stop and check out because of this reservoir too, where BLM used to stock the pond. People used to come up here and camp and fish. So bring you a fishing rod, maybe you'll catch something out of here.
They're not an adventure that they don't touch, that they don't offer, and what a great place to come and bring the family.
If someone forgets their toothbrush, their sleeping bag, you're jazzed because you're going to be going on this awesome adventure. It's easy to forget things, and that's why we're here. We're here to help you make sure that not only are you safe, but you also are comfortable and have a good time as well.
Okay, one of the things you may not think about doing when you're down here exploring the Henry Mountains is gold panning. But you know what, if you go on YouTube and look for the secret gold mining or gold panning places in Utah, this is one of them, and that's because there's a lot of gold mining up here once. And Brent is, it looks like he's the expert at it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so, can we get this stuff?
Oh, absolutely. You can purchase the pans at base camp in Ticaboo. We also have shovels, anything that you might need to begin your gold panning adventure. We have it available.
Do
at
you
base
have
camp.
that secret map to the Lost Dutchman mine?
Unfortunately, I can't disclose that.
Well, won't be a secret anymore if he tells you. Exactly.
Yeah.
Why don't you try it, honey?
Okay, I will give it a try. Let's see if let's see if I remember from the old days in Montana.
There you go.
All right.
All right. Well, while we're waiting to strike it big, why don't you come with us to our Along the Way?
It'll be a long time.
The greatest generation rose to the call to defend America 80 years ago this year. Legions of young men, boys really, who answered the patriotic challenge to save our way of life and liberty. Perhaps none were more brave than the Mosquito Boat crews. PT boats fought a pivotal role in our victory at sea. Like tiny Davids, they would bravely challenge the naval Goliaths of the enemy. One of those sailors, Arthur Frangello, was only 16 years old at the time. With a faith in God and plucky can-do attitude, he faced fear and death on a daily basis.
In September of 1943, instead of going into my third year of high school, I joined the Navy. The reason I joined the Navy, I didn't want to get caught in a draft and end up in the Army. I'm from Boston. I want to be in the Navy. I want to be on the ocean. We had 11 boats. We lost one. So we were a bunch of kids that grew up to be men. We had a job to do, and we grew up doing it.
PT 658 is the only running U.S. Navy PT boat left from World War II. The boat is run by volunteers dedicated to educating young and old alike about the saga of the PTs. It's their passion to bring the experience to life in a most tactile way. Today, after 80 years, Arthur, who still has that plucky spirit, is headed for a very special reunion.
Wow. I look at that boat and all I can think of is, where are we headed tonight? She looks beautiful. Ah, the sound. Request permission to come aboard, Captain. Holy mackerel.
You can feel the engines, the vibration. You look around at the firepower. You get a sense of the raw machine that this boat is.
Yeah, the radar man.
And some of the guys that have been on the boat for 20 years, some of the volunteers, they work side by side with the original World War II vets.
This day of laughter, tears, joy, and memories was undeniably special and historic, not only to those who maintain this 80-foot floating arsenal, but also to Arthur, who for an afternoon washed away the years of his life to become a 16-year-old again, fighting to save America.
When the Angels asked me to recall one of the greatest experiences of all, I'll remember this one.
For At Your Leisure, I'm Terry Wood.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. We're hanging out here on Millcreek Pass. It's a lovely scenic byway. They were taking our side-by-sides down all day. It's been a fabulous ride.
You know, we've ridden out here with Ticaboo a few times, quite a few times. But there were two big surprises today. One, it's like September. I mean, it's the driest part of the year and the second driest state in the country. And we're out here on this ride in the desert, and look how green it is up here.
It reminds me of Costa Rica.
Nah.
Yeah, compared to what we see down in the valley.
Well, yeah, that's true. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I'll buy that.
This is spectacular.
The other surprise to me is the fact that, look at this. They got a Honda here. They put in Talons in service as their rental fleet down here. I'm used to just seeing one brand, but now there are three. You can rent Polaris, you can rent Honda Talons, and Yamahas.
So you got options, but there's only one option for next week's show, and here it is.
Next week, Kevin and Gina are taking the girls out for a fun day on a different kind of trail as they head up to Kodachrome Basin State Park for some great hiking and get a bit more adventurous than that.
Then we're following our friends from Ephraim for another great day out on the Arapeen Trail.
Finally, we get to join a ride hosted by our friends at Compassion Mobility and Disabled Outdoorsmen of Utah to help show what these great organizations do to help everyone enjoy the outdoors as we take a ride in American Fork Canyon with our friend Nate Harris.
Now let's take a look at our contest winner.
This week's contest winner was submitted to us on Facebook by Tina Marie Lopez Teeples. Congratulations, Tina. It looks like you're the lucky winner of a $400 gift certificate to Rifab.
Rifab offers the best custom metal fabrication for your rig. Visit rifab.com for some more details and be sure to call us on Monday at 801-947-8888 to claim your prize.
Yeah! Okay, well, we certainly always have a lot of stuff going on and At Your Leisure, including next week's show and the contests and all the things that are going on the calendar right now. And that's good because right now we get to not have anything going on.
That's right, but we do need to thank all of our awesome friends, the Allens, Brent, Dana, Hampton, Ray, Golden, the dude that runs this show over here. And really, was this the best day ever? It was gorgeous, yeah.
It really was, and I just want to put out a kudo, okay? They had a power outage here, which happens in the desert sometimes. And even with that power outage, look how beautifully clean the swimming pool is.
I know. I am going to be doing laps no time.
It's a fun stay. You really should take a look at it. You really should invest some time in exploring these hills up here. Everybody I've talked to today, even the ones who drive it all the time, says they're going to go back up there, right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so there's adventure around every bend.
You just got to get out there and create your own adventure. At your leisure.